Anyway.
I don't know why she's doing that.
Who, Nicki?
She needs to stop. Like, you're on another level. Why are you dealing with
No, that's the reason why.
That is the
that's
whole
reason why
problem.
she can't reach the other level. Like, she's
It's so
like,
early.
The building's
But
falling
she's
down.
a superstar, but she should
She
be
doesn't
on.
act like one.
Exactly.
That's her problem. She doesn't act like.
But she don't act like anything.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. Like, where are we at with her right now?
I don't know, but everything's
I think
bad. Everything's bad.
The interviews were terrible.
It's not a good look for her. Right
I only
now.
seen
She
2 out of
seems
like,
so
I think
mad
she
and
did like
bitter.
4 or 5. I only seen the 2. I seen,
Yes.
the,
That album, she comes off very bitter and hostile.
Oh, I didn't really listen to the album.
I just think that album should have came out early in the summer. That was my first.
We said
thing.
that.
Like it just came out at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
another thing. That's another thing.
She
when
pushed it back, didn't she? Like,
Yeah.
No, she didn't push
She
it
did
back.
push
It was supposed to come out in June.
it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out
She
in May
didn't
or
push it
June.
back.
Yeah.
The label push it back. That lets you know. That gives you the indication of where her star status is. When you're a star,
No.
Listen. When you're a star or you're a superstar, like, release dates don't mean shit to you. Drake can drop whenever he fucking wants to. J. Cole can drop whenever he fucking wants to. Nicki should be at that level. At the level that she's at, we should not be hearing about your album being constantly pushed back. I'm sorry. Like, you got to fix that.
Stars
If you're trying to be a star.
push albums back.
No, yeah, but not 5 fucking times.
Okay.
That's
Like,
how
she
many
did,
times it was
she did
pushed back?
SNL like how many months ago? Like 4.
She did it in
3, 4
May. That
months
was
ago?
it. And she said she was coming. She did it in May. And she said, because she closed it out. The season closed in May. And she said it then that was Queen. They pushed back Queen. She wants to do the proper thing. It was coming in August. That was the set date. It pushed from June to August. The end of the summer. And that was it. It was only one push. It wasn't like different pushes. It was just one straight push. And that
That's
happened.
a lot of
like
pushes.
3 different dates.
That was straight
No,
one
you're
push.
being
It was
dramatic.
Yeah. It was one push. It was one push, which understandable. Like I can understand. Like you want a proper rollout for stars that just came back. You know, like I think it's 4 years. She dropped the album. I don't really keep up with Nicki Minaj.
That's how long it's been?
Yeah,
2014.
Yo, time goes
killing
by.
myself.
It's crazy.
Damn, yeah.
So my thing, the way I'm looking at it, I think Nicki Minaj still's trying to. There's something about like her hip hop status that she has a problem with. Nicki Minaj is a pop star. She's a world star. Like Nicki, she's big. She's huge.
Yeah.
Like she was gonna do numbers, whatever she does anyway in her pop world. Like people that rock with her. But I think she still wants like this certain recognition from hip hop people.
Mm-hmm.
Like because this whole run has been like, yo, I write my own shit. I'm gonna rap. Like a lot of it's the undertone because these other female rappers, namely like Cardi and Remy,
They got
like,
that love. They
yeah,
come
like
on.
and she don't want to mention their names, but a lot of her fucking shit, her animosity is from their status and how people feel about them in
Not-
the rap
I don't-
in the
I-
rap world.
I don't even think.
I
'Cause
feel like
she's
she's
a-
trying to prove something. It's like you have
But
nothing
she's
to
a pop
prove.
star. Our biggest
I-
records
you're
are pop
up here.
I feel
records.
like she turned
Because
her
of her
back
pop
on the
status.
pop on the
I
pop
think-
world. I feel like she
right.
doesn't.
Listen,
But that was
And
your
she's still-
choice,
Her
though.
first half of the album is pop.
Listen, I think.
But she don't
It's
fuck
rap
with them.
pop.
She doesn't
Listen.
fuck with like I feel like mainstream.
she did
like,
it.
I think
She
she
doesn't have no
did,
big
like,
rap
jump
records. She has
over to
no
pop.
big
No,
rap
no,
records.
She did that in her
but-
first album,
No,
though.
I'm not saying that
No.
she did. I'm saying that she did
Pink
it.
Friday was a
Acknowledged
pop
it,
album.
like
Don't
turned
yell
her
at me,
back
relax.
against
Yell
them.
at you. I just looked at you. I just looked at you.
Your voice got louder.
She suffers with her status in hip hop.
I believe that.
I'm guaranteed. Why
I
keep
think I
talking
know
about
why.
writing?
I think I know
Why keep
why.
talking about writing? Why
I
keep
think I
talking
know
about
why.
things that
because she has to. Before Cardi, you know what I'm
was by
saying? She
herself.
was
she
all by
doesn't.
herself.
She doesn't have to.
But
That's
the
the
thing is, like,
mentality.
we're
That's
not,
in your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It
a
has
mentality.
something to
Why-
do with
they
her.
don't-
Cardi is not taking your place.
Nobody-
Right,
like
but that's
nobody,
where,
like
that's where I think it comes from.
you're
Like,
up
she has-
here. Like,
But
stay
Cardi's
up
not
there
taking-
and act
they
like
could-
it.
and they could
Before she was-
coexist.
For the longest, she was McDonald's. Now there's a Burger King. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has direct competition now. She
No,
hasn't had that for
she
years.
really
That's
doesn't.
But it
not
really
enough.
isn't
Not offensive.
competition,
There's
though.
a reason why she keep bringing it up. She even did it in one of her songs about her writing her own lyrics in a time where nobody really cares if you
And
write
her,
lyrics or
that's
not.
what I'm saying. She's trying to justify it to her. Like the people don't care.
Yeah,
like
make
nobody.
herself
Even,
feel
the funny
better.
thing is, nobody was making that comparison. She did that. She forced herself to do that. I feel like nobody was feeling like, yo, Cardi's out here. Nicki better watch her ass.
No, they were.
Like
They
she
were,
kind
bro.
of forced that.
They
She
were.
forced
I'm not
that.
saying, I'm not
I
saying
thought-
it's justified, but I'm saying that's what people were saying. Like, I don't.
I mean, that's what
I don't
people
entertain
tend
it.
to do is like
I mean, it's
compare the
hip-hop.
two,
pin
but you
people-
shouldn't.
You pin people
Pin-
to
against
whatever,
each other,
but they
yeah.
could coexist.
Right.
They could coexist. It would have just been fine. Just don't address it or do a song with her. Move on.
Exactly.
Like,
Like, prove,
you picked
prove
the-
to the people that like
You
no,
did the
we're
worst
not
thing. You
competing
do a
against
song
each
with
other.
fucking Foxy because you have to align because she alienates herself from everybody.
That came out of nowhere.
She's
I
been
didn't
doing that for
expect that
years.
on that.
She's been
yeah,
doing that
Little
for
Kim,
years.
she doesn't like coexisting
Yeah.
with other females.
It was a chess move because Foxy and Kim
not a
had
good
beef.
chess move.
Like,
What the
no,
fuck
no,
is this shit
I'm
about?
not saying it was a good chess move, but it was a move. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Foxy and Kim had beef too. I think it was just a mess. She was just sending a message at Foxy.
And Kim aligned herself with Cardi.
Yeah.
So she couldn't use Cardi, but I would use Cardi. She's the hottest thing in fucking hip hop.
That would
Period.
make a lot of sense.
I was saying, if you wanted to prove
You
that,
did a song with
Yeah.
6ix9ine.
like if you wanted to prove
That
like your
dumbass.
hip hopness to people, like you should have went hip hop. I would have got somebody like Shauna to fucking or Debrat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Or
really
just do
show
or do a female record, you know,
Yeah.
like with like 4 different
Katrina,
artists.
fuck
You
it,
could have
you know
did
what I'm
Rhapsody and let her fucking tear you
exactly.
apart. But she didn't want to rap like
They're
that.
all-
she doesn't really rap
an
like that in her
all-female
album. Every
rap.
song has her singing.
Yeah.
And she says a P
And
word
the-
like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
first
you're
half of the
explicit.
album, the first half of the album is a pop album.
Oh my god.
You know what
I
I'm
still
saying?
think the album is better than people are.
It's not
willing
bad
to
album.
give it a
Nobody's-
shot. It's not. Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
Her rollout was bad.
Yeah, it was just a terrible
Sloppy,
rollout.
like she stumbled like through the finish line, like she's the only one in the race, and still like stumbled, like no, like yo, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
she just like tripped over herself. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like those interviews, like she was doing, like very like
She was looking crazy.
the whole shit was self. Like everybody seen you, you exposed yourself. Talking to self, no pun. But like,
So,
like it didn't make no sense. Like why put like even self could have figured that out. Like why am I trash talk Cardi B to you if that's what she was trying to imply that he was doing? When I already know that's your fucking enemy. You gonna just try to put it out? And you put everybody out. You're supposed everybody out.
Use it.
You know what I'm saying? And like self was like, dude, I ain't say nothing to you at all, and you just out here. Like she tweets it too. And like, what are you tweeting for so much? And why is she retweeting regular people like that? Like, yeah,
I know. That's
like
the thing. It's
answering
like,
them and shit,
girl,
like-
you are up here. Why are you talking to the
does shit that
peons? Like,
nobody-
stop. Know your status. You talking about you the queen? Act like the queen then.
She doesn't.
she's-
She's so insecure right now.
I think she's just on
Yeah,
the defensive.
she-
I honestly believe she's just.
She
on the
is
defensive.
that
But
she-
'cause her
she's-
insecurities,
She's
though.
she's reaching. She's trying to. Like I feel like she's doing shit that like smaller artists would be doing. Like
Exactly.
when they're trying,
Yeah,
like,
picking fights and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you should be above that, but you know
Exactly.
can't expect. the
Yeah, she's
best
definitely in
everybody.
pander mode. That would explain the song Fifi. Like that's like
Yeah,
that's
that
song you
that
need.
collab makes no
Pandering.
sense.
Yeah.
Fifi.
It's
Yeah.
very Hillary-like at the moment.
Fucking
Pandering.
Fifi. I don't know. I struggle with like just seeing like it's cringeworthy watching her just like
Yeah.
day to day.
What is a Fifi?
I don't know, but like her fucking actions is like,
me.
dude, like get yourself together. Like, her team is afraid of her. I'm pretty sure because I would have been like, yo, you need to tweet that your phone was hacked. Like the going back
Yeah.
and forth
Yeah,
with Safari through Twitter. When I'm sure both of you guys have either emails or
You
phone
have
numbers.
other way.
Yeah,
means of
you could
communication,
directly
yeah.
hash this shit out.
And what your
And
dumbass
it's
don't know,
Safari.
like the shit you doing is helping him out. Like,
Right,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
we
That
already
raises his
know
profile.
he's corny.
Right.
And we thought he was corny when he was with you. In fact, we think you are corny for being with him.
Right.
So it's like
He's capitalizing on,
like,
on being corny.
the crazy thing is, I never thought Nicki was that bitch. I always thought she was a cornball. That's the crazy thing. Like, so this like fits my narrative for her all this time.
So that means why she's trying.
Yeah.
to
So
hard
me
to-
just watching her do some stupid shit is just like,
But
like
see, I
what do
think
we
that
expect?
plays into what Paul was saying.
Like she was
earlier,
going
is that-
against like Mariah. She dropped one good album, her first album,
was
and all of a sudden
fucking
she was
mad
like,
shit.
"Yeah, I'm up on Mariah's status." Like, yeah, she's a cornball. She was already wearing
Well, yeah,
like
that whole
unicorn.
Mariah thing was definitely like, you need to chill the F out.
And they
Uni-
got her the fuck up out of
They
it.
sure
Yeah.
did.
Nah, she got her money though.
She
Yeah, I
did.
was
That
not
was the guy-
commend that. She definitely did
I
not
mean,
deserve
Mariah
it.
definitely
She
got the
definitely
up, though.
did not deserve that 11 million. Like that blew my fucking
Mariah was like,
mind.
she got 11 because she
Fox
argued with
was
me,
capitalizing on a fucking
and they
wave.
gave Mariah like 5 more. So
So wait, how was I right?
When she came up, there was nobody else to contend with her.
Yeah,
so
that's
she
all I
was
feel
able-
like. She's
yeah,
feeling
I
pressure.
think-
Like she has direct, like you know what I'm saying? Because Cardi outsold her, you know, and like I'm pretty sure that gets to her.
And that's okay.
Because people, yeah,
it happens.
You know what I'm saying? But like she's not.
Not-
used,
not everybody
she's
can
not
handle
used to
shit like that,
She's
though,
like
man.
she's like hip hop's Kendall. She don't know how to adjust to real pressure.
She's a spoiled kid. She's just,
yeah, she's fresh. She's a sport person who don't know how to adjust to
like
real
she's
pressure.
like tweeting all the fucking places she's number 1 in. Like who does that? Nobody in
does
hip hop
that.
does that. Nobody, but 6ix9ine. And I get
Right.
why he does it, because he's really not supposed to be here.
yeah,
But he's this fucking plant. Like he's a CIA plant. Like the guy survives everything.
he does. But how the fuck, like niggas took your chain, but there's no video of it.
Because nobody took his chain.
Exactly.
this is what was crazy
CIA
to me.
shit. And if they
Made
did
that
take his
up?
chain,
You said
yeah.
what?
You think he made that
I
up?
wouldn't put it past him.
I don't think he's CIA, man.
There's a story that when he was in jail, he had to be put into like isolation or whatnot.
He was never in jail, was he?
He was somewhere in time where he had to be like separated from
Are you
like
sure
other
you're not
motherfuckers.
talking about Triple X? Because
No.
I don't ever remember a story about I know like Tekashi. He's
He never went to jail.
Where did he, when he got
locked up,
He might have
but
been
where
in
was
holding.
he saying?
He might have been in
Holding.
holding.
He was in Rikers?
No.
they can't get you that fast to write
Yeah,
this.
plus,
Well,
yeah.
no one can see
He
you
was still
until
a
like a
teenager.
month.
That's like already
he was
shit.
getting in trouble. He was still a teenager. He's only like 19.
No, he wasn't. He was just stopped when he
Talking
got
about when he
Never
came
been
back.
to jail.
Yeah.
When he came back and they detained him. But you go to holding.
No.
You don't go nowhere. You go to like a city jail.
Oh, you talking about recently?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
was out
Like,
like
he
that
had-
afternoon when it was like, yo, he has no bail, no nothing.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
was wearing like the girl Jordans and shit, like with
And
the
then-
fucked up tie, like
And then Trump made that call.
yeah.
Yo,
Good
You
job.
ever watch that episode of Power?
Blood
when
Gang.
When the fucking what is it? The Jimenez brothers just got out. Just happened.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
No,
I
why-
I don't
why-
watch Power anymore.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Power rock, man.
I gave up again. I tried to get back
It's
into
crazy
it.
how like far from grace, like how far it fell from grace. Like it's just fucking
I'm glad
crazy.
it's doing well,
People
though.
still watch it,
People
though. It's-
fuck with
Yeah,
it.
people
it's
watch it
not
for
me.
groupthink like me. I just want to be in on a joke. I watch it, but I don't like
I'm
it.
spoiled. This
I watch it, but I don't like it.
You watch it, but you don't like it.
I watch a lot of shit I don't like though. You gotta fucking like. I want to be able to talk. Like I was watching Insecure when I thought it was just bad last year.
I was like, well, I guess I'm having this fish tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It's chicken and tuna. Like, what else you gonna do? And plus, I had to understand and I had to understand what was going on in Black Twitter Civil War. If I didn't fucking watch it,
Oh,
I had to get my details in order.
yeah.
That's funny.
But whatever. Anyway, back on Nicki. We was there at her desperation because she's tweeting all this shit. Where
you're
did she?
arguing about your ex's hairline. That's crazy.
No, that like how's
She's
it?
not
How's
even
it?
arguing. She's just like exposing him because she.
But
was,
how's
like,
that exposing?
That's not.
What,
like, I
what,
feel like in
all right,
2018,
let's
that's
take
not
it
a
back
thing
from the beginning.
anymore.
What's the issue? What's the issue?
With the hairline?
That has
Like from a person that like
Because I think
clearly
you're okay
has
from the
body
ghostwriter-
work, face work,
Very visible.
titties, ass, everything.
Yeah, I guess.
Like
She
you
invented
got
the
some
cement
balls
body.
on you.
I think she's just trying to like play him and say.
Okay,
like,
so
she did mention that.
but who paid?
I don't know. Maybe she paid for it. I don't know.
I think that's what she said though, right?
She said she paid for it.
Yeah, that was the
Oh.
tweet. It's like, yo, I just should never
Oh,
pay
I
for
paid
that.
for it. Oh, okay. So
You out here
whatever.
getting 12. So
Because she was saying that she
listen,
was
I-
paying
good
for
for
him
him.
like when
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
right.
starting out.
Good for
even
him.
even if she didn't pay, let's say he paid for the fucking hairline. Dude,
does it matter?
a lot of dudes would pay for the hairline.
Yeah. Just
Like
commercials
if somebody
every
told me,
day.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if
Karma
somebody,
Home.
I would. That's why nobody was like really laughing
Yo.
at him. Like, yo,
Yo,
come clean. Like niggas is going
Yo,
to do
if
that.
Broke ain't fuck around and throw Safari the bag though over this.
Like, if you could, listen, like, I just don't understand it. Like, if you could invest $12,000 into having a fucking hairline. Most niggas is trying to like. We go to our barbers every
That's
week, hoping that we can
aspiration.
fucking maintain our hairline, and we're losing it by the day. If I can fucking get a couple years on it for $12K, like if you got $12K,
And you want to put it towards my
yeah,
hairline.
like who get? Like it wasn't like it was
God
breaking
bless
them.
you.
And the niggas that was talking shit ain't got $12K,
Right.
so they don't understand that argument. So it's like it was nothing for him. Like what the fuck was it really issue? Like she sounds stupid. Put it out there. Like
That's
like
another thing I hate about this too, especially like the Nicki shit. Not to get too far off Safari, but all of a sudden everybody's a sound scan expert now. Niggas is laughing at Nicki for only selling like 150K. I'm sorry, that's my shit. But niggas only laughing at Nicki for only selling. I'm like, okay, since when did really everybody fucking give a shit about album sales? Like I blame 50. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because once he came out and really made that a thing with like Jadakiss and Ja Rule and shit, everybody ran with it. But now everybody's a fucking SoundScan fucking artist and shit. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck you sell today?
right, facts.
Oh shit.
And that became like a new thing, like first week sales. That's just the internet era.
You know
just
what?
gotta
I
like,
blame academics too.
yeah, it's act.
Yeah,
and the
where's
internet.
he
It's
at?
like Twitter.
he's still up.
He's like circling the
Like,
toilet.
fuck,
Yeah,
like,
he's not- yeah, I
everyday
feel
struggle
like-
is still happening.
Yeah, it's different hosts.
It's like the turd that doesn't go down.
Yeah.
It's like him. It's just him.
I'm not a nugget.
Exactly. Yo, shout out to Jim the Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Jim the Anvil Nightheart.
Nightheart.
Oh, damn. He
Nightheart.
died too.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
let's get this out of the way.
Nah, but that like I feel good about that. Like I said, like I know it doesn't probably make sense to a lot of people, but he was 63
Yo,
in the
he
wrestling
lived a
world.
life.
No, that
And-
was definitely like the
Yeah,
And he had a,
last
like a
wrestler.
nice second and
That
third
was like
act.
90 in wrestling. Fucking
Yeah,
like,
and he had a nice second and third act with, especially like his legacy with his daughter coming and then doing the show, having some funny moments on the show from what I've
Yeah.
seen some clips from. actually being able to wrestle with her during that second act. And the third act is just like kind of being the funny dad that's around. He has some grandkids that look like
What show
some
is
nieces.
this?
On
Total
Divas.
Oh.
That's
So he's been like living. He was like, it wasn't like he was like had that you know how some wrestlers like leave, they get old and they have animosity towards like WWE or they doing like he wasn't wrestling or they're still wrestling. Like there's like Gangrel and it's like a
they don't
he wasn't doing any of that. He was just chilling. He was like training, chilling, like doing a show.
Though. He's royalty up in Calgary.
Yeah,
you know, but it was cool. That, you know, I actually like went back and you know a lot of people have been staying on shows. You know, just kind of going back and just watching like old like Hart Foundation shit and like a lot of Jim. He doesn't get a lot of credit for what he did, especially for motherfuckers like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much the whole, even Owen, like when he fucking teamed up with Owen and Knight Lee, like, he was a motherfucker that if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Bret Hart. We wouldn't have the Bret Hart that we know, at least, that became this fucking legend and shit. But, you know, for him to be able to, like, see his daughter, like, excel at what he made a fucking, you know, a career off doing, and, like, she's at this point where, like, she's a fucking superstar. Like, you know, that's got to be fucking awesome. That's, you know what I mean, from a generational perspective, from the perspective of, like, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was always kind of looked at as, like, a jobber. Like, when you look at, like, the history of, like...
I never looked at him
I don't know that.
Not in
I think
job,
he was, like, the less of the family.
Yeah. He was always, like...
I don't think I ever remember him ever in a singles match.
No,
he
wasn't known
had
for
a couple, like, in
he
the early
wasn't known
runs
for
and
that.
shit like that, but he was more known for, he had, like, from 85
heel to get over Bret.
85 to 90, him and Bret Hart were the shit as the Hart Foundation. And then
he was the mouthpiece.
Yeah, which is crazy. That if you look
Bret
back,
was weak.
If you go back and you look at the early Hart Foundation, you would have never thought that Bret Hart would be the motherfucker that he became, because Jim the Anvil Neidhart was the fucking character. He was like what drew you to that fucking team. But then he came back in the 90s. He fucked around with Owen Hart when Owen Hart became a bad guy. And then he doesn't get credit. He was part of that whole Attitude Era shit when it jumped off with the Hart Foundation. With Bret, Owen, when they were fucking going against Austin and shit. Like, you know, but the way history goes, you don't tend to kind of realize that in the moment. You know what I mean? But
RP to him.
he lived a life.
Look, 63, man. I wish we had some bells. Yeah, you know the wrestling bell. Yeah, 10 bell. Oh, they did the 10 bell salute right Monday.
Nah, they didn't.
They didn't. They don't do it no more.
At least they didn't do it on there. They did it like before they went on.
I seen Rousey out there,
which was good for her, because she's not good on the mic and she's killing it.
I heard.
She's fucking really like.
I heard some theories. We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah.
I know nobody really cares, but us.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah,
Heard you was on a geeking road trip.
Yeah, went to Boston last weekend.
Yeah, for
Fan
like we
expo.
always joke about like him leaving for like some kind of comic fest
But
or
last
something like
week he
that.
really
Well,
did.
guess what? He left for a fucking comic fest. Give it up for Brandon, everybody.
Here's the thing. I was only actually in it for like hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, so you was tailgating, like party on the outside?
That's
how I am when I go to games.
Boston is known for seafood, so we went out for seafood
and
on
racism.
Friday. No racism. I will say I saw no racism.
You saw no racism. So that mean it wasn't happening.
Partaking it.
I was like, oh
Hey,
shit, is that
Docky.
racism across the street?
Hey, Docky, come here. I got a card for you.
Oh, you from New York? You a Yankee?
Oh, you're a Yankee? You're a Yankee? Come here. Let me talk to you.
Yeah, it was dope. But yeah, we went out for fucking seafood on Friday night. And pot's legal there. So we were just fucking smoking like chimneys the fucking entire time. But there's really no difference between a legal state and an illegal state. That was the big takeaway. Huh? Okay. People know. But then the next day when we were at the actual convention and shit, my stomach was like not fucking agreeing with me. So like I had to like bail early. So,
2 words. I'm gone. Yo, Blake, start the car. Oh, let me ask you this.
yeah.
Which one of your 4 barbers did you go to before you left for this trip? That is like maybe the third wildest thing I've heard all year.
It's like I got like 4 barbers.
Brandon said
Like not 4 barbers at the same barbershop, which is
Yes,
understandable.
right.
Like I have
It's
4
4
different
different
barbershops.
barbers.
At different places?
Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto, you know, like the check-in stations.
All right, hold on.
That's definitely different.
Let me explain.
Let me ask you this,
so,
Karen. Like, do you have a manicurist?
Yeah, there's a guy I go to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when he's not in, do you get your shit done?
No.
Okay. All right, just want to make sure that we're the normal ones here.
I get, listen,
Yeah, you ever, like I only
I go
have
to
2
Brian.
barbers, and they still work in the same barbershop.
Right.
If they ain't there, then so neither am I.
I'm staying
just
in
gonna
that
have to
Saturday
wait.
night.
Like my barber actually tells me when he's going on vacation,
Right.
listen,
so I can milk around his schedule.
I completely get
Yo,
that.
black people is so weird when it comes to that shit.
Listen,
Like Mr. Rugg says, like we'll put our money together for all the stupid shit, but
Right.
not for a fucking business. And barbershops is one of the things that we'll put our money together for.
listen. There's a method and there's a reason to why I have 4. Okay.
Are they all in the same
No,
town?
we got to listen.
No,
go
they're
ahead.
all
Drop that
different
down.
areas. So, because of my job and all the stuff that I do, you know, like I'm in pretty much the same areas all the time. So it's either up where I work in Putnam County, down here in Beacon, or out in Poughkeepsie where I live. But due to, you know, sometimes my work schedule, it's hard to get to a particular barber by the time they close, right? So,
Damn, that's another strike.
no, it's tough. You know what I'm saying?
I don't trust any fucking barbershop that has a close time.
Listen,
I don't know which one you fucking with.
Listen. One of the barbershops that I do fuck with does have late hours, but I'm not fucking around on Main Street on late hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
Probably Dominican.
Listen, it's I don't want to say that.
Yeah. No.
But still, though. But you know,
Close.
so. But I do this because, like I said, from any time, like depending on where I'm at, like if I need to get a haircut or whatnot, if I'm going away, like last week, I had time constraints, so I had to get my haircut on Thursday before I had to go home and watch my kids. So I had to get my haircut in Carmel. I got this dude Nick there. He's fucking nice. Like, there is a lot of faith that you put in when you first walk into one of these. I will say that, like, it's always like, yo, like, I have to be prepared that if this shit's fucked up, like, I'm taking responsibility on that, okay? And I have been fucked before. It has happened.
Only time I, like, go to another barber, like, all right, if I need something styled, if I need something specific, I'm going to my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if my guy's going and I just, you know, and I have to go to somebody else, I'm only getting lined up. You know what I'm saying? I'll rock with the scruffy, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get lined up and to hold me until I meet my man. Pause.
Where do you go, Tarrytown?
Me? No, I'm not them niggas.
Nah, I index my shit.
I don't fuck with APIs over here.
Keep my shit indexed. You know what I'm saying?
My niggas legit use like $20 worth of gas to get a $10 haircut. These niggas is different.
I never understood that. I'm like, you
yo,
live
these
here
niggas
and you're
is really
driving.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about vicinity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you had someone you can rely on in your area, you're not going to fucking spend $20 in gas to get a $10 haircut. That's all.
No, they don't have to do that though, because
they choose to because they feel like they're stuck to that barber.
No, because they want to be fake ass important.
Don't try to understand.
Don't you
dare try to understand this shit. Ain't fucking Wolf of Wall
shout out
Street.
to them though, but that is funny though. Like in hindsight, like you gotta realize how ridiculous that is.
What?
Driving an hour for a haircut.
That is ridiculous.
That's white people shit. That's right up there with paying like $100 for a haircut.
A white person would go to Supercuts on your ass real quick.
Huh?
It takes an hour to get to Tarrytown?
Does what live in Tarrytown?
So it takes an hour to get there?
Not an hour, but still though. Like
40 minutes.
It's 40 minutes.
It's out of your
I know, it's out of the area.
It's like a solid 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Of like possible.
It takes me sometimes 40 minutes to get here. You know what I'm saying?
I did used to run with these niggas to Tarrytown.
Yeah,
the thing is, though,
that.
when
God
you do
bless
that, you have to clear your fucking schedule with these niggas because, like, it's like barbers, they hold your day. They keep
you're
you
like
hostage.
there for
You know what I'm saying? And
12 hours and
these niggas, they don't set appointments.
It's like an all-day event.
Yeah, and when you go in, there's usually 6-7 niggas ahead of you. Each
nah,
barber.
see, there's no
That's what I'm saying.
system. That's what I'm saying.
Like just going
And
to
I'm
that
crazy.
specifically is a no go. Like
Listen,
it makes no sense.
I fuck with motherfuckers where you can make appointments because these just get in, get out. Like I'm not trying to wait for like 8 fucking running nose kids to get there.
No, I tip my guy well. That's the reason why when I go to my barber, I'm automatically next. You know what I'm saying? I'm automatically next. He can expect the 5, like, you know what I'm saying, keep the change when he do me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure other people don't tip him. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I get Christmas cards for some of my barbers, so.
Some of them, not all.
Yo, them niggas are feds, Brandon. I'm telling you right now.
We have a nice relationship. They understand. They know that I'm...
Or that you have relationships
It's
right
crazy.
now.
People give
Or
Christmas
solid.
cards. There's
That
like
is
people that
wild.
give like Christmas cards and they give like little like tips to their delivery guy during the holidays. I've heard people doing that.
Yeah, I don't get all that at my job.
I should
I know,
because
I do.
I order everything.
I do.
I'm not. I went to the mall the other day and I was like, I walked out disappointed. I can't believe I was here. Like I order everything. I told somebody that too. They like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna fucking order it. You gonna do that? Yes. I'll try it on. If it don't fit, whatever, I'll send it back. Like now you get shit like in a day.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing about living in like New York. Like if you ordering
Yeah, you
shit
get
from
shit
like
quick.
certain stores. I don't want to say their name because people like look at you different and start saying, "Oh, you shop there." But like you order shit like in the city, whatever, like good stores, they'll ship it to you and you'll get it the next day. And you get, if shit don't work out, you can ship it back.
Just
You know
turn
what I'm
that
saying?
shit.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess we should talk about like Aretha Franklin. We didn't like talk about it at the beginning. I know like it was recent. She passed away. I'm sure everybody knows. The whole world knows.
Can I get a little bit of clarity?
but-
Is she 80 or was she 76?
76.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me, I've seen a couple reports that say 80. All right.
But she lived like
That was probably Fox News.
Maybe.
Yeah, they
They getting
fucking-
everything
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
they were lying.
Just
I
that
don't know.
shit,
Yeah.
man.
We'll-
Yeah, let's stay away from that.
She lived a full life. I feel like because she's lived with that cancer. I think she had pancreatic
Pancreatic,
cancer.
yeah.
She had that shit for like 30 years. Like I feel like it was like
No.
mad long.
She
It was
just-
mad. It was
you
mad
can't
long.
have pancreatic cancer for freaking
That's-
that
that's
long.
what-
I think she was
obviously it wasn't-
diagnosed
obviously it
with
wasn't
cancer like
I'm
10
being
years
facetious.
ago.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
But
being
it
facetious,
wasn't.
but-
I don't think it was specifically pancreatic. It
Like
probably spread
everybody
to her
that
pancreas.
gets that like
and
dies
then-
in like
It's pretty
like
quick.
Yeah,
That
like,
shit, it comes
Steve
out.
Jobs had that. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen him like go from like super like he was a little chubby and then he was
I
like
thought she
skinny
had like
and he died.
diabetes or something.
She probably had that
She
too.
did
was
have. I
black.
think she did.
That's
have
what I thought
diabetes
she was
as well,
struggling with
but
all those years. I didn't know it was cancer.
It probably was.
No,
and then
it was
she
also
had
the
cancer
it was the
too.
cancer because she lost the weight
On
and she
top of
picked it
that.
up.
Yeah, she got real
But like
sick.
Steve Jobs had it, and Steve Jobs got more money than God, and he like died quick. So God bless her for like
Fuck
she survived.
cancer, yo.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt like people were more at ease because we've been like I want to say
It
we've
was
been
prepared.
bracing.
Yeah, no,
Preparing
it was
for
it.
It was out in the news earlier, like, listen, like, pretty much get ready.
Once I knew
but
that
it was
she
been
was in
like
hospice,
years.
Yeah, I
I
was
was
ready
like,
for it for
fuck.
years. I'm gonna come
Yeah,
clean
like,
though. Like
I think
I'm
it
not
was
trying to
just-
sound sensitive. I
No,
thought she
It
was.
was years. I feel like it was because she
Yeah.
had cancer for so long and she's been losing the weight and dropping the weight.
You also don't hear about her very often. Like, she popped up last year.
Yeah, she'll pop up
for-
every
yeah.
now and then, and she'll drop some, some knowledge on people. I liked her because she was like
Shade.
sassy
She
was
threw,
fucking
she threw
sassy.
shade.
to everybody.
Yeah, she did.
Everybody. She
Yo,
was like,
it's funny that Nicki one is like the one
Yeah,
that's catching so much.
but it was like the
fucking,
one with
attention.
Holly Berry that's out there that
Yeah.
people got to see. She's like, yeah, I want Holly Berry to play me. It wasn't like she was asking. She thought they resembled each other. Nah, that's like, yo,
That's what
I'm
I'm-
Aretha Franklin.
So
and I
she's
don't give a
like,
fuck.
I'm that bitch.
Yeah, it's like, I don't give a fuck what you think I look like.
I want Halle Berry.
But Holly's playing me,
I
girlfriend.
think Jennifer Hudson would be at the top of that list.
Was she
I
the
think
one
that
No.
I
You
think-
just not hear me. Holly Berry's gonna play her. That is
Aretha
fine. Or she
Franklin
put it
wants
out.
Halle
Yeah.
Berry. We don't.
Yeah, it's done.
I feel
That's-
like I
you-
heard.
see, you
I
don't
feel like
understand
I
her
heard
status.
Jennifer
No, I
Hudson,
get
though.
it.
How you gonna
I
go
get
against
what
the
you're
source,
saying.
bro?
Yeah, exactly.
How you
No,
gonna
I'm
go
not going
against
against
the
it. I
source?
just don't agree with it.
It's the source.
She didn't give a
though,
shit
bro.
with anybody agreed
Exactly.
with.
I'm saying I'm just shaking
That
my
was
head.
the whole thing about it. I
I'm not
loved her
getting defensive.
sassiness.
I'm not getting defensive. I'm just shaking my head. Like I don't want nothing. I want no parts of that
Nope.
smoke. Like
Nope.
nope.
That's what I loved about her. She was just
I'm
so
raising
sassy.
right by that on Netflix. Nope. Like shit, if Andre 3000 playing fucking Jimi Hendrix went straight to Netflix, it's a dub for that Aretha Franklin shit.
Stop it.
Whoa.
It's
Stop
a dub
it.
for that.
Relax.
Wait, that happened?
When was the
Bro.
last good
Wait,
Halle
that
Berry
happened?
movie? Yeah.
Wait.
It's like 2013.
What
Yeah,
movie
but
was this?
it's because it couldn't get no funding. And like as much as we love Andre 3000,
I never heard of this.
We only
Yeah,
love
it's on
Andre
Netflix
3000
right
music.
now.
We don't support his clothing. We don't support anything else that motherfucker's ever done.
Yeah.
Like let's come clean.
I don't see his commercials on TV anymore.
We don't support anything
But
he
he
does.
doesn't do anything. He's just a shot.
Nah, he
No,
was
he's
doing the
doing
shoes. He was
commercials.
doing like the Bigsby, like
Yeah.
the other shoes with the T.
They got those out.
Yeah, I
the
see those.
Torellos or some shit like
They
that.
got
And
those
niggas was
out.
looking at him like, stop it, dog. We don't support anything you fucking do in life.
That is, that is
But
facts.
your music. Your two
Big
verses
boy.
a year. He's good for 2 verses on your ass though. And he makes them really good. So but Aretha.
She's
Like,
like literally the queen.
That's it. Like, yeah,
She
I
has
agree with
so
you.
many accolades. Like she's the only woman to be inducted in the
She was the first
the
one.
rock and roll.
Well, she was the first one.
Okay.
First what, inductee or
Black
just first?
woman.
The first female. She's the first
female
Female.
inductee.
First
Yeah,
female
female.
inductee in the Rock World.
She's the best female singer. Period.
Yeah.
She
I don't
like
think anyone can argue that.
performed
There is
at
no
like
argument.
mad
Like, what are you gonna say?
inaugurations. I think she performed at like 3 inaugurations.
Yeah.
If I want to be
She
problematic,
performed at WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 5.
That is
one
true.
of them.
No, he's not. That's a fact.
That's
That's a
serious.
real
It was
fact.
an
was
awesome
the important
rendition.
That was the
of-
biggest
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 3.
Fuck out of here. You laughing, but that was the biggest WrestleMania.
I just think it's funny because wrestling always comes into
Because
play here.
it's a part of
It's a
life.
part of life.
Kind of like
It is.
Beyonce
That's a part
with
of
us.
life.
No, I
Somebody
get it.
watching Glow.
Yeah, you are watching everything about that?
No, I did.
No, wrestling-
I didn't watch
wrestling-
the
Did
fucking
Hold on,
wrestling.
Did you enjoy the first season?
I did.
Did you enjoy any of the wrestling stuff? Did you get the wrestling stuff? No, I just want to know.
Like the moves that they learned and stuff. Yeah.
It's okay to say no.
Like the psychology and stuff, like how they were explaining like how the match goes and things like that.
It's a
like
story. Yeah, they're trying to tell.
I
get it?
guess.
No, seriously, I just want to know.
She tried. That's
No,
what
I
we can
got
ask her.
it. It's like
She
I
tried.
liked it. I understood the whole concept.
Alright,
It's
so
like
you
women,
like
yay,
you like wrestling.
power. No,
Brandon,
that's
you
fake
said.
as hell.
You said though. You like the
Are
wrestling.
you jumping on the ship yet?
I
Brandon said, are you-
liked the show
Brandon said, are
about
you
women
coming home?
wrestling.
Brandon said, you coming home yet? You know, remember Dave Chappelle when he was like playing when he was playing Rick James and he was doing the shit with his hands like, come here. That's what
Stupid.
Brandon's doing right now. Like, come on, Carrie, come on to wrestling.
No, I do understand the athleticism of it all. Whatever.
I don't even look at that as a wrestling show. I love just the story.
It is-
the,
it's just
the
a good
tension.
show, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I love, like, that's what I love. But yeah, shout out to Aretha Franklin. But if I want to be problematic as far as like best singer all time,
Oh shit!
We're not doing that.
It's not
You
time.
can let him do what he does, man.
She's the queen of soul. Like
know
what
why you-
else?
Hold on, who you got?
no, we'll talk about it.
No, go ahead.
What's up,
Go ahead. Go ahead and embarrass
No, because
yourself.
you're gonna say some dumb
Everybody
shit.
else know how
Who you
crazy
got?
you are. Go ahead.
Huh?
Who you
Go
got?
ahead.
What are they gonna say?
Just say it
Who do y'all
now.
think I no
No, just say it now, because you're gonna say dumb shit.
Who do you
Say
think?
it.
Who do you think I will
I don't
say?
fucking know.
I can't
You're
even
gonna say some
fathom
dumb
what
shit.
you're gonna say. It doesn't even
Yeah.
make sense.
See, I like that. I like that about myself.
Because I already know it's not going to make sense.
You can't pin me down.
Because the nigga will say some crazy shit like Brandy, and then try to really justify it with some vocal
I
performances.
feel like you might say Azealia Banks.
No.
Nah, he ain't that stupid.
She's not a vocalist.
Like he'll try to troll you by
Right,
going
I'm
so
trying-
like flying close to the sun.
I'm trying to get sponsors here. No. I was gonna say
Ooh.
I like Tina Turner better.
No,
Sorry, I like Tina Turner better. That's personal preference. I won't argue with her being the goat, but I like Tina better.
All right, first let me just say,
Wait,
out of
wait.
all the names you could have said, that's not the craziest.
Tina
It is crazy because there's no ballads in her. There's no
she
like
doesn't
her
have
singing.
the range.
There's just no ballads. Where's
If
the
Tina
ballad?
Moore
Where's the
thinks- All right,
ballad?
this is gonna be fucked
doesn't
up.
have
Take out the
the
yelling. Where's the
range.
ballad?
If you take,
Like
all
I
right,
said, she's not
Where's
the
the ballad?
range.
Ain't What's Love got to do with it, a ballad?
that's a movie.
That was a song.
I know, bro. You think this is
It was a song,
That's really
a
but
song.
that wasn't a ballad.
Yeah, for me,
Dude,
it
It's still
was.
not a ballad. She's
That
yelling.
was a boppy
What's
song.
love?
I think it's a movie.
A voice
joint
as a
thing?
voice? It wasn't even sultry.
Tina, yeah.
It wasn't even sultry.
Tina Turner
She
is
had a
like
she had a
what's your
unique
joint
a
voice.
performer, the raspy
And the funny
voice.
thing is, I didn't even say like female voice. She's the best singer. I said best singer. It's not even a male.
Oh, we
who you gonna
doing
say?
that?
Who you gonna say? Ronald Isley? He's the He's the closest.
Wow, wow, wow.
No,
Yeah,
no, old Ronald.
He has the range.
Old Ronald though. Nigga, don't sleep. Go in that old Ronald catalog. Go in that old Ronald catalog. When he was just the Isley brothers.
Tina Turner.
There's nobody.
No, there really
Aretha's up there, like she's a good like number one with a bullet.
Yo, she
And
just-
she's been in the game since like
Yeah,
oh,
60s.
Yeah, I
before
mean,
we were born.
The funny thing is, like people overseas took
Way
to her
before.
before
the
we
Vietnam
did.
War.
Before, yeah. So people overseas were really feeling her, and in Europe, like, because that's how they did our music. They was like, yo, Chuck Berry, all of those people, they were feeling them. So when they came overseas to America, like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and they were like fucking with them. What is he looking for? He's doing his research.
No,
We're
no.
just
it's-
agreeing on something that we saw on
Oh.
Instagram.
Okay.
And just-
But like when they came overseas, they were like shocked to see that people weren't on, like, because America was racist at that time. So when they came overseas,
At
they
that
was like,
time?
yo,
Why don't you fuck with
y'all
them?
ain't fucking with like Chuck Berry and Aretha Franklin. Like, yo, those are the gods. And the Beatles were like, yo, those are our peoples. Like, y'all like us, but this is who we like.
yeah.
The Rolling Stones was like, yo, that's who we like. We like Motown. We like Aretha Franklin and all those people.
You guys put it in the
Yeah.
It's just
context.
crazy.
You guys put it in context for me, ironically, because I'm usually like the impact guy. But like that's one thing I've never.
Since when?
Her impact is, I mean,
you acting mad Nicki-ish.
Y'all get over here. Okay, touche.
Do people call him the impact guy?
No, like not
I think you were the context guy.
No,
They're not the same
because I
thing.
always get shit when I bring up Billboard and fucking sales and all this other shit.
Oh, I didn't even bring up the numbers.
I'm saying impact. That's what I'm saying. Impact.
Oh, okay.
That's
You mean the outside influence?
Yeah, like influence.
I didn't already say, okay, he's right. Touche.
Thank you.
I'll take that back.
Not crazy.
I thought you mean like you was coming. I thought he was coming like I'm a guy that comes with the bang. Like that guy. Nobody's never thought
You
you.
usually talk from a technical side. Yo, I played this shit through my speakers as an engineer.
I did.
That's tone, and I'm the guy like, no, look at the
And
sales.
to this day, Nas album still sounds like shit.
I know what I know.
I'm just saying, I want to see Tone in action on the street. Tell that to a nigga like, yo, nigga, ask any engineer.
That's what that, and they would be like, "Yo, you right."
See, that's what makes us different when we argue niggas. Cause like fucking Brandon was just telling me offline that shout out to Anthony. He wants to smoke with me.
He wants to spar. He wants to have a. He
I don't
wants to
think
have
Anthony
a,
will win.
he wants-
Anthony's like he's crafty, but not that crafty. Because I killed him on his own ramblers and he never responded. He sent me back said touche.
Yeah, we were talking today. I was just like, listen, man. I was like, listen, you're gonna have to come. It was like, he's a marathon runner, man. I better go fucking wear you out, bro.
We have to make this an event.
Yeah.
We'll do this. We'll set this up.
Like the
Yo,
poster,
Anthony, we'll set
side
this
by
up.
side, like
What's the
Mortal Kombat
topic?
and shit.
We had to do 3 topics. Well, so this is how we'll do it. We're definitely gonna have a sparring event. We'll like they each pick a topic, so that way they're gives them a chance. So it's like
for the big crosser. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
You typing all this, Karen?
Yeah, write that down.
yeah.
Each guy will pick their own topic. It's almost like a fucking rap battle. So they pick their own topic, so that way it's even. And then there's the random topic that we throw out.
Okay, all right.
We'll let Karen throw out the random topic.
All right.
I want all that stuff.
And then they're just straight up debate. Yeah, we'll throw that. We'll do that.
Work.
We'll do that in a couple weeks.
Throw
We'll set
out a
that
random
up.
topic and you guys fight over it.
No, not us. Not me.
No, we're civilized. We're
I make time for anybody.
Yeah.
No. Because then they're not prepared for it. But they, obviously they'll.
You got to be prepared to a
They'll
degree.
be prepped to their own topic. Nah, the random topics is like, well, it's not going to be that random. I don't think Karen's going to throw out some crazy shit like what's Rihanna's, favorite fucking
What's
lip
Rihanna
gloss.
doing with Donald Glover?
Oh, apparently.
They should have moved in Cuba.
No, that was not a.
But that's not a debatable topic.
I was just
Oh, you
joking,
were saying as an
But
example.
they are making a movie. Like I said, here
In
in
Cuba.
Cuba, who I think is the best director this year. He's making movies, and apparently those two are going to be in it.
Yeah. That's what I heard too.
I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to
Support
check it.
anything
That's how I feel about Rihanna. I will.
But pretty much, Anthony wanted to debate me on, like, I guess we can segue here on the you heard the John Elway comments, right? And Colin Kaepernick.
I didn't because I don't pay attention to any of that shit no more.
Apparently,
I'm done with it.
like,
I didn't know about it until Anthony brought it up.
But go ahead.
apparently, John Elway, I think he just made the case for the NFL that much worse. Because, well, I don't know. I don't watch football, but apparently the Broncos, they have, like, a bad QB situation. Like, the QB that they drafted is, like,
right.
got knocked down to the 3rd place. And a reporter asked him, like, you ever thought of, since you're, like, looking at veteran QB pool, because, the Broncos, they don't give a shit about QBs. Then somebody asked, like, yo, we ever consider signing Colin Kaepernick? He just came straight out for it in a smug way, saying, like, yeah, he had a chance to sign with us. We tried to get him, and, he said no. Pretty much, but he left out context. The arrangement did exist. It was supposed to be like a trade arrangement between the Broncos and the 49ers. But, it was all on Kaepernick's terms. But in order for him to go over to the Broncos, Kaepernick would have had to take a pay cut, like a 42% pay cut. It would have went from like 11.9 down to 7. And he was like, nah, forget about it. And the important part about this all is that this is all pre-kneeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's completely irrelevant to like the collusion case that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was just very, it was very distasteful. Like very distasteful. It was very, just wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just wrong because it's misleading. You know what I'm saying? It's very misleading. And now you got people all in, Wonder Bread MAGA Twitter talking about, see, he don't want to fucking play. He had his chance. Nah. You know what I'm saying? But like,
oh, I didn't know that's what the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what the.
You know what I'm saying?
the
This is
big
like this
argument was.
is the same old. I wouldn't come to surprise. I wouldn't think much of it, but it's interesting only because this is potentially going to hurt the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Because like the cards wasn't in their favor to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's another
Since
example
that fucking interview, you know what I'm saying, you put a spotlight on something that nobody even knew about. You know what I'm saying? So there's actual, like, you know, context.
You created
like,
like a trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, like,
to show, hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Racism is.
Like, there's timeline placements now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, okay.
Well, we got this example.
So, okay, so this alleged deal
example.
happened before the kneeling, and then after the kneeling, he couldn't get one offer. You know what I'm saying? That hurts the NFL's case. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to John Elway's dumbass.
I mean, it's pretty much written in stone that they're colluding.
Yeah. Like, they're about to get their ass handed to him in court. Like,
They'll be all right.
Like,
It's not going to taint that. Yeah, it's not going to cripple them.
It's going to send a message.
How crazy would it be if all this shit happens and they finally, like, you know what, Colin?
Oh, no, he's never going to play in the NFL again. It's not happening.
You don't think so?
It's not going to happen.
From which standpoint?
Realistically.
Okay,
from a
that's
realistic,
just for him,
age,
like
No, I
older,
just
like that.
for him, I think it's a lot of pride too. It's like, why would you go back?
Yeah.
But if he did,
and
first fucking play out.
No, nobody's. No, I think
a lot of teams probably want to take him or can take him. But
I think they can't take him. I think none of them want to. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean Baltimore should have
It's like
took
a
him last year.
liability kind of thing. I feel like.
There's a couple teams. Miami should have took him.
Do you think
Miami definitely could have? If there is a team that could take him, is Miami.
Is there any possibility that a team is actually looking at it and saying, like, maybe, you know, he
a lot of teams have.
He hasn't been
a lot of
playing.
teams. So
But now because
the
they
problem
had to
with-
this fucking lawsuit.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is a lot of teams were looking at him as far as the skill wise, being able to use him on their team. The coaches and maybe even like the general manager. The owners is a different thing. So once the owners get wind of it, they don't want to be that owner that signed this guy because it's the good old boys team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the good old boys club, a lot of them are just white owners. They're going in that room and they're just like, we ain't signing him because they want to look un-American. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they're looking at it. I'm not saying that's the picture that's being presented. You know, like that's the actual reasoning behind it. But a lot of people look at this to say, well, you know, like he was disrespectful to the flag, and they painted this narrative of just him being like, you know, he just sat there. The crazy part is Marshawn Lynch does it every game. Nobody says anything to him. He sits down every game.
Every single one.
But the fact that they don't want, it's not that he was just kneeling for the flag. It's because he actually had a message to go with it. And that was basically saying, we don't agree with your message. We don't support what you're doing. And, you know, they have their right. It's their platform. You're an employee of the job. It's just like you going in your job and doing something. If that is breaking the rules of your job, then, you know, they have that leverage to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there is that thin line. Yes, you're on TV and you're decided to protest. You're not protesting in your free time. You're not protesting out on the street.
Yeah.
You're protesting in the stadium that I own, on the field that I, you know, pay for, and I pay for you to be there. You work for me. And you just feel like you don't want to do what I just asked you to do. Is insubordination. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very tricky. I see what both sides, but at the same time, I think at this point, like it's lost its reasoning, and you can argue the other side that is actually brought that point, you know, out more. Yeah. People know what they're doing, but a lot of people do argue with you that it's really about the military and the flag, and I'm just like, has nothing to fucking do with the military. I know a lot of military guys. I work with military guys every day, and they could care less about the kneeling.
Can I ask this? Doesn't it feel like the American flag has just been weaponized? Like when I look at them,
of course, that was the whole reason why he kneeled, because it is weaponized.
Like when I drive by houses now, and I just see like American flags just hanging out casually now. Like, you know, I feel like, okay, I gotta stay away from that.
The funny thing is, it's
I feel that now. But like, that's the same way with the Confederate flag. I feel that with the American flag now.
Yeah, and that's the sad part, and we should have never got that point because people's flown flags over their house forever. Mm-hmm. I had a flag over my house before, you know, I fly a flag. I put it up there. That is my flag. That is my flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, exactly. And that's that's a real official, like the stars are like embroidered and everything. But like, it's now turned into like people are like, you know, turning it with the blue stripe in it, and they got the red stripe in it, and it's just all this. That's the weapon. That's how you. That's basically where they weaponized it. It's like now you're using it as a symbol to represent a certain type of people.
Right.
Like, wow, I thought it represent freedom. That's the reason why we hung here. We hung here before a lot of this kneeling stuff started. Yeah, because it represents freedom. Like people fought for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to represent, but not feel like people have it now just to be like, you know,
I'm
just
more
to make
American
a point.
than you.
Look at me. I'm American. Where's your flag?
I'm America.
patriotism.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I want to say it's a motherfucking day.
That's another thing. That's another thing I want to like touch on. Like
It's funny
real
because
quick.
I just want to say this real quick. Like, because I had my flag on, it just made me remember the story a couple months ago from my neighbor, actually, because her grandson is joining the Air Force, and she, like, knew I served. You can see, like, I have veteran plates or whatever. So she had, like, came down, like, was, introduced, like, this is my grandson, he's going to Air Force, yada, 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 in a few months. I was like, yeah, congratulations, good luck, everything like that. And she was like, yeah, and I always loved that you always had your flag out, you never, like, moved it. And I'm thinking, like, why? Because I was black, and, I was supposed to, so, like, I was supposed to just put it down. I'm mad now. I'm big mad.
Just kidding.
I'm
I don't
big
want
mad.
it.
I chose my side.
Yeah, exactly. I'm big mad now. Trump here. I'm not going to fly my flag. Like, the flag's going to be there when he's gone. It was there before he came. Like, I don't want to give him that much power.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? So I was telling her, but she, like, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, yeah, because people don't support the president. I was like, well, my flag doesn't represent. Yeah. And then I told her, I was like, I don't support him either. And she was like, what? I was like, I don't like that.
She was surprised that you didn't support him.
Because people think, just like what Paul
Right, because
said.
people think when you put the flag
Yeah,
up,
now you're like,
yeah,
America.
it turns into something
They're
else.
like,
It
I'll
turns
just
into
represent
something
him.
else.
Fuck him. I'll take that flag and choke him with it. I'll tell you that shit right now. I will choke him with it.
It'll be
As God is my winter.
Can't sing the anthem with a fucking flag in your mouth.
Exactly.
No, but let me bring this up real quick because I guess we can segue to this too. Like, me and Karen, we just seen Black Klansman like last week or whatever. And it's just like, as watching, I mean, it's a cool movie too. Like, I'll just say this real quick, it's not as good as people try to prop it up to be, but it's still a very good movie. I suggest you go look at it. But yeah, as I'm watching this movie, they have the Klansman meetings, and you had David Duke. You know what I'm saying? It was, and I'm just thinking to myself like, wow, people really go out of their way for this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have membership fees, this and the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even that video I sent y'all with that militia group. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really do this, and I think to myself, like, all right. I think racism, like, has become a thing of taboo. You're gonna have your older people who just generally don't give a fuck about, like, color people. Like, fuck you niggas. You know what I'm saying? From back, I get that. But, between, like, these militia groups, the shit that happened at Charlottesville, you know what I'm saying? When you look at all these people, like, the fucking houses I do every fucking day, like, the people that you see at these places and shit, like, they're real, like, loser type people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to sound mean or insensitive, but fuck them niggas. But, like, they're, like, people, weird people, you know what I'm saying? I think it's more so not so much that, they hate, they want to hate on people, or they want to, be, like, indifferent to, like, what's, acceptable. I think they just, like, want camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? They just want to.
No,
I feel like they
I
just
think-
want to feel a part of something.
I don't think that's
Did you
it. I
watch
don't
the
think
Laura
that's
Ingram
it.
clip the other day? Did you hear that from Fox News? I know we don't want to talk about Fox News, but that clip from Laura Ingram where she says it, she was like, America's turned to a place where they're forcing this diversity on us.
It's
Like,
divisive and done.
yeah, and it's like
Tired of hearing
that.
that
Yeah,
damn
she
word.
said that. Like, she said diversity. Like, they're forcing this, like,
she said diversity.
the demographic change. That's what it was. She was like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
demographic change of America, and we don't like it. Like, who's we? And when you
Us white
say
people.
this force of demographics, what are you really saying?
Yeah.
And, like, they basically, a lot of the, like, opposite pundits really lit in their ass, because that's basically, you're just like, it's a dog whistle for the racist. That's what it is.
No,
it's like,
like, I'm
yo,
not trying to
they
dis-
feel it.
I'm not
They
trying
don't
to
want
dis-
I don't
camaraderie.
think that
They don't
they-
want
I'm
you
not trying to
here.
discredit
Right.
that. I'm not
Like,
trying
you
to-
don't
and they-
belong here. This is our land.
yeah, they really
and you
think
don't
this is
belong
their
here,
shit.
and
No, I
you
prefaced
don't
that.
get the rights that we have.
I prefaced that before I made. No, I said there are people.
But they're
out there
not
who-
making it. They're
No,
not
listen,
being
listen.
like, let's all be in a group.
No,
I want to
no, I'm
belong, and
not
let's
saying-
all hate them together.
Karen,
like, they
I'm not-
actually really do.
No.
Are racist people.
I prefaced by saying that there's a lot of people that naturally feel like yo fuck niggas, like I said, and they're mainly older. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers today, I'm talking about, like, today.
But a lot of these older people have children who raise these children
No,
who
that is-
have
no.
the same thoughts that they
That
have.
is true. They're usually the loser type niggas that nobody wants to be around. And like I said, a lot of people join these groups, and you look at it, a lot of these groups.
Oh,
the
because
militia.
they're jerk because they want to be a part of
They want to
something.
be a part of something. Like the
Okay,
video of
okay.
the militia group I seen. You seen that one big fat black dude that was just there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just there, and he fits the mode of, like, he probably wasn't
I feel like
accepted,
that about-
or like black people didn't fuck with him, but so he went to a place where people's like, oh, you like guns? Come chill with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people today a lot of people today, not all, maybe not most, but there's people today that just want to be a part of something, and they're willing to sacrifice their dignity to do it. That's what I feel.
But when you say you're talking
That too.
about
And no, he's
guns,
right.
like the NRA,
Yeah,
Well, anything, that's group thing.
different.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
It happens on Twitter. I just told you I watch Insecure because I don't want to be left out. I admit to that. There's
all
certain things
different.
I'm a part of because it's like.
Right, I'm just saying it's just a nuanced racism.
Okay.
Like, you're like, it's like.
But
I
I'm
don't
not
wanna
going to be like,
call
well,
it-
everybody else is racism.
No, I'm saying I don't want to call it fake racism, but I think it's more like reluctant racism. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kayfabe
you just want to be a
racism?
part of something, and these people ain't turning you away. So hey, give me a gun and a beer. Let's go. Fuck
I'll
with
support
niggas.
your cause.
Yeah,
But that's even, I mean,
like I don't
it's
think
the way
I'm wrong
you-
with that. I'm not trying to say it's the majority.
Obviously, you don't
How this-
think you're wrong. It's your opinion, so
Well, I don't think I'm ever wrong. But,
exactly.
you know,
so.
like, but I'm just saying, like, it's not.
You're wrong.
It's not all, but it's enough.
Okay.
No, Colonel Sanders. You're wrong. Mom was right.
I do have to say though, the movie did tie into a lot of things that are happening today.
That was my only problem with Black Klansman. It was a little too meta. Like, okay, like the first Trump joke, cool. We didn't need 3 more. Like that was.
they made Trump jokes?
Yeah, they made
subtle. They didn't say his name. It was
Yeah,
subtle.
it's like-
things.
You
Does
know.
it take place in like the 70s?
No, it takes place in the 70s, but it's like precog shit. Like they make like
Oh, okay. So
You see
like
where I'm
Joe-
It's like
right?
they're,
Yeah,
they'll
I'm
be
not gonna
like,
give
oh, they
anything
will
away.
never
yeah, that type.
elect
those type of
somebody
jokes.
that dumb. Da 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 da. And it's like,
Oh,
here we
it's
are.
like Joe Kanye. Spike
Yeah.
Lee directed that, right?
He
Yeah,
did.
it was a very spiky.
It was
movie.
very Spike Lee-ish.
Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, he's back. Like he's back in his bag, and that's all.
No,
I
he
wanted-
needed this.
You said what?
He needed this.
He
Where-
definitely.
where
I
you
listened to the interview with John David because he don't like he don't like everybody to know that Denzel's his daddy. But I was listening to an interview with him and
He does say that.
yeah, he has
I
to
feel
now.
like-
He's
yeah,
he's ousted. You know what I mean?
I was watching
But
Bones
he's-
for 2 seasons, didn't know that until like.
I didn't know
literally-
I knew that
Yeah.
immediately.
I thought he was just trying to be this.
Watch him-
Instead of-
Nah, Ballers,
he,
right?
Yeah.
he used to not really tell people that, and it's like one you kind
Well,
of
that
look like
probably
your
could
daddy.
be because that could
Don't
probably
really
be
look
because
at
he
him
like
doesn't
that.
want to
Just
like.
him.
Right, it's
Yeah, he does talk like his
Yeah,
father.
exactly.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
ride his
like him.
coattails. Like he wanted to be his own actor,
And
like,
I
not
understood
just be,
that,
like,
and that's
the
what he
son
said.
Of,
So
yeah.
he likes when people call him just John David. Obviously he does go by John David Washington, whatever. But so I was listening to an interview and he was saying that about Spike. Like obviously he knew him all his life. He was in Malcolm X, but he was saying he feels like this is good that he has this movie. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he needed that second wave. He said it's a generation that just doesn't know Spike Lee and like his importance because Spike Lee was throwing up a lot of lobs and dub. Dub, and like people wasn't really like feeling like a lot of his last projects and his TV shit, and then he's been like, I think with Chirac and all the just
That
weird
was his
shit.
last bit. Well, what
Yeah.
else? Yeah, outside of that.
No, he
Yeah.
has an entire. She's got to have it. Like he's
Oh, okay.
he's
He's-
low-key
No,
been
I'm
hitting,
just saying,
just not
like
on a big
he's done
scale.
stuff, but
Yeah,
nobody
nothing
is.
to it.
It's
Just
not
nobody knows
catching. It's
about
not
it.
sticking.
Just nobody knows
So
about it.
like doing this and it actually sticking and being something solid
Yeah.
that might be
Well, he needed
a
to
renaissance.
get back
generational,
into the-
like
It's
where
definitely a
it
renaissance
yeah.
for Spike.
So people
good
know
luck.
like more of the
And then they'll go
young
back
kids
and
know
look
who
at
he
his
is.
older stuff,
Thing.
which will help his
Appreciate
older
it more.
things. Yeah, and the
That's what I
Mal-
was hoping people did. Was she's got to have it on Netflix. Like
yeah, but
thought
I
that
heard. I actually heard that it wasn't really that great either. I haven't checked it out. I'm gonna get to it.
I get like some people say it's so great and other people say it's not that great. I've like forced myself to watch it.
What do you
What you
think?
think about it?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard people was like,
It's
like you
not
don't have
that
to watch
great.
it, and I was like, well, that's why I haven't gotten into it yet.
But you
I'm
should
gonna
just
get to
watch it just to watch it.
I
I like the way it was-
exactly.
I really love the way it was shot.
All right,
It's
that's what I said.
like-
I don't have complete group thing just because we do it. I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it.
I mean, season 2 just wrapped.
I just
a
personally
couple
miss
weeks ago.
Spike and all the little Spikeisms that he do with his movies. Like, that's all I miss, and I'm glad that it's back in the forefront.
No, I forget. For me, it's like he forgot, like the foresight, like that he had, and like he exposed a lot of things. Like even if you look at He Got Game, like nobody was doing movies like that about like college basketball,
looking at the
NCAA,
system, yeah.
like
Like
how
the ugly
fucked up
side
this.
of it.
Yeah, like dad's coming out of jail. The money aspect. It was a lot of realism to that, and then he kind of like jumped.
Bamboozle too.
Yeah, but he was also like jumping the shark on a lot of.
He was trying to do some
Bamboozle in
experiments.
Exactly.
hindsight might have been a little ahead of his time.
He was just kind of jumping the shark
Because Bamboozle was kind of like it's kind of like reminiscent of like what's going on today, and vaguely, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you can kind of connect that.
And then what
movie
was the
to today.
other one? What was it? He Hate Me or some shit like? No, it was that was
No,
the
yeah,
guy.
Girl 6.
What was
That
the
came
shit with
out
the guy that was
after?
just making babies for no fucking reason all the time?
Oh, not
he
the
does-
Lorenz Tate. What, Lorenz
Nah,
Tate?
it wasn't him. It was a
that's a
dude
show,
that
like,
played.
He Hate Me.
Yeah, is
Was that
He
Spike
Hate-
Lee?
Yeah,
Wait,
the
wait,
one
wait,
where the
was it
dude's just making all these babies.
Yeah, that
the
it
dude
was
that's
Kerry
from.
Washington in it.
Yep, and the dude that was
Yeah.
from what's the movie? You know, from the Avengers that played fucking.
Oh
Anthony
yeah,
Mackie?
yeah. That is him.
What? That sounds familiar.
That movie was weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
That movie freaked me out a little bit.
was it a movie?
Yeah. it
Now
was.
we're all looking.
Now we're all googling it.
What the fuck was that movie, Spike? But he did some weird shit, and then he had the Call Girl movie. So yeah, like She Hate Me.
She hate me. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, and he just like making babies and selling
No, he
them,
was
selling
definitely
his
like,
sperm.
yeah. After a while, he was definitely like.
But it just kept going, so it was like, "Yo, Spike, where are you taking us?"
There are like mad people
He
in
was
this
definitely like
movie.
throwing shit to the wall because I know he had the movie, The Red Hook Summer, the movie I think he paid for with the GoFundMe account, and he was just
Which one was that?
taking
I
characters.
supported that, and I was supposed to be a
Was that
producer.
The kid with the in Harlem or whatnot.
Yeah, and he had he took characters from like his previous movies. Like he had Nola Darling and
And had them in-
Mookie
yeah.
in this movie. Like that's why
That was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie.
I watched a couple of clips. I never sat and watched it, but I probably will because now I have like renewed interest in like because for the longest Spike was my favorite director, but then he just got on that Lupe shit. It was just annoying. Was trying to be overly political, and then like Quentin Tarantino took his spot as my favorite director. But now Quentin Tarantino's been lazy. Well, he's about to come out with a movie too. That fucking Marilyn Manson movie. But yeah, Spike he's hitting. I like where he's at.
Well, Black Clans, I definitely.
No, it's definitely
Have it on
something
my
worth
list,
checking
I
out.
wanna say.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. Now that I'm on my
Movie
new
I gotta
movie,
check out. I gotta check out.
on my new
I
movie
gotta check out
pass
Mission
list.
Impossible. I
keep hearing mad
keep
good shit about
hearing
Mission
wild
Impossible.
good shit about Mission Impossible.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
surprised every time I hear something good about. Like, really?
Yeah.
I know because it was like,
Nice.
but people,
I mean, I
people were
like the
filming the
movie.
last two.
Hold on, wait.
They're good,
Wait,
but
they're
not like I'm
okay.
hearing good. No, I know, but I'm not. They're not like what I'm hearing about this movie.
Me too.
Like,
I heard it was the
They're
best.
talking about this movie like
It's the
the way
shit.
niggas was talking about Mad Max and fucking Blade Runner. But wait, let Karen say the reason why she don't want to watch this movie.
Why don't you want to watch it?
Because I don't support Tom Cruise. He's a Scientologist. And he's effing
That's
crazy.
solid.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
And if you ever watch anything about Scientology and see how fucking crazy those people are and how
I seen
cultish
some of
that...
Leah Remini's. Right?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce her last name?
Yeah,
gotta get
Leah
her. She gotta
Remini
be
has a
careful.
special, but
I've
there's
seen some of
mad
her stuff.
documentaries on Scientology and how crazy
The nigga
Tom
was
Cruise
making
is.
sneakers,
And
and
the
then he
reason why
created his own
Nicole
religion.
Kidman got the fuck out of
I'm
it.
Shout out
sure-
to him, yo.
Same
He's crazy.
Come
It's the
on,
same
man.
reason. I'm sure it's the same reason why homegirl Katie Holmes got
Yep,
out too.
I'm
She was
sure.
like-
She was
Everybody.
like, she turned her to a black dude.
He's
Shit.
crazy. He is
So,
like,
yeah, no, he's
she had to
psycho.
go black.
Exactly.
needed protection.
She was like, I can't do this. This is like, it
Like,
was so
She don't
traumatizing.
even like Jamie
Like-
Foxx, bro.
Like
just
she would
know.
have dated
But
shit if
everybody
he wasn't in jail.
exactly. Katie went from Tom Cruise to Suge.
Judas with Suge Knight.
If she was with Puff, you knew the deal.
Right.
Puff, she called Puff and Jamie at the same time. Jamie just responded first.
Yeah.
She's
You remember when Miss Elizabeth used to come in with the NWO?
That's Katie Holmes. Somebody,
She has like a black tank top and a leather dress. And high heels.
nah, man. R.I.P. Miss Elizabeth. Fuck Lex Luger.
Yo, he really killed her.
He got away with
Got away with murder.
He got away.
No, him and fucking Superfly. Yo, wrestlers, if you want to get away
Superfly
with murder,
he pulled a Suge Knight move and got away with it.
if you want to get away with murder, join NXT. Apparently, you don't go to jail if you're a wrestler.
So Scott Hall got away with murder?
Hall killed
that was
Scott Hall.
different. That was different. That was before he became a murderer, and he looked like Magnum PI back then. He had a fucking thick ass mustache. He cut that mustache into quickness.
Ew, Vince was.
Vince is a dirty nigga. Yo, somebody get Vince on a pod.
Oh
How come Vince has not done a pod yet? He knows he knows he's gonna spill the beans on something.
He got skeleton.
Yo, he has so many. Yo, when he dies, his documentary is gonna be retarded.
Why hasn't there been a Me Too?
It can't.
Yo, I've been
Because he's still alive.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
You know that nigga got.
No,
You know how-
that nigga still got like another 50 years left.
You know how CM Punk did the pipe bomb? Is the equivalent of like that was the equivalent of like Kanye West doing the pipe bomb on
Yeah.
Jay-Z. Yeah. It was the same thing. It's like, he's like, Vince, I know you got killers in all. Like, the fact that CM Punk just cannot win a match or do anything good in life goes to show you that Vince is like still.
Vince McMahon is a real life Logan Roy.
Yeah, because he's gonna hug CM Punk. He's gonna hug CM Punk in like 2 months.
Here's a recent example of the power of wrestling and Vince McMahon.
It's crazy how we talk about Vince just like thunder and lightning.
Last weekend, a top professional wrestler in the company was being charged with some really lewd and fucked up shit. A wrestler by the name of Randy Orton was being accused of whipping his dick out to new writers and
all the time.
If you were new in the company, you were going to be like, you have a 10 o'clock with Randy Orton.
Dick and say, hey, you don't want to shake my hand, like
Fuck?
Like, he was doing this to like new wrestlers, dudes. Like
that was the talk last weekend. I hate to say it, Jim Anvil died, and that shit got buried. No one's talking about fucking Randy Orton and his fucking dick being out.
Before the Logan move.
Well, the same shit happened.
Somehow he did.
The same shit happened to Nas and Khalees. Like when Khalees had that interview, and like people was trying to come for Nas. Somebody died that day, and I forgot who.
And the shit got washed.
I think it might have been Anthony Bourdain.
But the problem is us.
I think it was around that time.
We just fucking we
fall for
Your
it.
ADHD.
Humanity is stupid.
we are as of right now. Randy Orton is still technically scheduled to show up on Sunday.
There was 19 women that came out on Donald Trump that said that he sexually harassed them. They were standing up in a conference. He has a video or a tape that says that he grabs them by the pussy. There is another video of him walking through a fucking Miss Teen pageant. Little
While
girls
they're, like,
naked.
getting dressed, yeah.
And then all of a sudden we can't link those things together and be like, maybe he did rape them girls. We're just like, nah, I don't think he did it. And then it just rolls off his shoulder.
54%. That's the magic number, 54%. Yo, white women gotta forever hold that L. I'm sorry.
But it was a lot of like, it was crazy. I told that to one of my ladies at work. One of the ladies at work. She was like, I know I fucked up. She didn't vote for him. Yeah, it's like
a lot of them are like shit.
And then the new guy she's dating like messes with him. You know, I mean, like, she was like, he's like, I love Trump. She was like, I don't know how I should feel about that. I was like, you need to tell them the truth about who you really are.
I feel like in like 20 years when they look back at this election and they really look at like how this came to be, and they're going to start breaking shit down. I bet you they're going to find a correlation between the women who voted for Trump and abuse. Like, those women are probably in some sort of abuse. Like, I'll put money at it. There's some sort of, like...
He raped his wife. He went to court for it.
Yeah, he did.
He raped his wife, and they never really, like... Well, no, she was supposed to take him to court. He paid. Outside of court. Settled. So...
Ridiculous.
There it is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people, like, their past behaviors, their learned behaviors, there is fucking... all sorts of studies on this shit. Like, they don't change. They get worse. So, like, all the shit that we hear about him doing now, what he's done in the 80s.
He's set in his 70s. He's fucking set in his ways. He had a way with doing it for so long.
Exactly, but he's gotten away with it.
Right.
So he's not going to change.
Keep doing it.
I mean, like, the guy talks about, like, how I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I'm not... Blah, 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 blah. And he calls this woman, I don't care if you like her or not, he calls her a dog and a loser in the same fucking tweet.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, chill.
Omarosa?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Question. Are we fucking with Omarosa?
We're treating her like we treated OJ. It's temporary.
She's
we doing what we gotta
to
do.
The cookout, but outside.
We were talking
about
No. Let's pull it back. Nobody invites Omarosa anywhere. No. She goes where she wants to go. That's one thing I give about Omarosa.
She's a bad bitch.
Yo, she doesn't take no shit from nobody.
Oh, I thought you meant like
not in a good way, but like as far as like she takes no shit.
Yeah, like
from nobody.
Did you see that interview
She's
on
number
Today?
one heel.
Yo, she
on the Today Show, she was like, I don't like that bitch, but like in that interview, she fucking handled herself. She was like, no, I am going to speak and you are going to listen.
Yeah, she does that all the time though.
I feel the same way about Ben Shapiro. I'm sorry.
Well, how would you talk to people?
No, I just like the way he argues his points, even if they're
some people are good arguing.
I like the way he argues.
Some people argue well.
Yeah,
she doesn't argue.
Joe Rogan's like that. That's a lot of people
that get her point across, and no one's going to interrupt her.
Yeah, she takes control.
I think Omarosa is somebody we need in our culture.
No, well,
she's
not.
I think she brings balance.
Stop it!
No, chill.
Stop it!
We need our Isaiah Banks.
No, we don't need them.
That's why he wanted to bring it out because.
Oh shit, Azalea's up out, by the way. Thanks to Elon Musk.
By whom?
We're almost done. So
we're still ain't talking about her damn
music. We're about to wrap it up right here.
Thanks to Elon Musk.
We're about to wrap it up right here. I just want to remind people before we close out that Bill Cosby, William aka William Sabash, is on his way to fucking jail. Living my best life. Let's talk about that. What do we think about
as we speak?
Jeremiah just being the bitch that I guess Party Next Door was saying he was? Party Next Door was the first person to call out Jeremiah in the open. I guess there's been rumors before, like saying he's a diva. Now you have Tiana Taylor basically just solidifying those claims about Jeremiah just being this fucking like dude that's not secure with what he does, like his music.
It's music. It's his tour. It's music.
But we don't hear that about a lot of art.
I didn't even know that it was his tour. I thought it was Tiana's tour.
I was like, he's still big enough to have a tour.
That actually
but then so the same thing with the Party Next Door thing. It was his tour and Party Next Door was opening. It's his problem. He doesn't know how to perform live. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So these people are coming out giving it their all, tearing the house down. They're doing everything. So he gets mad because he does his shit and it's a dud.
Right.
So
people
he's like
leaving after Tiana.
So then they're just closing his shit out so he's doing some fuck.
I'm happy to get out this concert.
So now he sees it like, they reacting to her, so he's like sabotaging them. Like he's fucking with the lights. Like I hear like dumb shit. But it was the same shit that fucking Party Next Door was saying.
I think he pulled the MF. I think he pulled an MF Doom one time and sent like a clone to perform in his place one time. Yeah, like he sent like one of his homeboys like dressed up as him to like perform as him. Believe it or not,
people still fuck with him like that to go to, like really like.
No, I mean
people just like shows.
He has hits like that's
people like shows.
It's fits because Jeremiah's low key been one of the better acts in R&B. You know what I'm saying? He's just never like crossed over like to that superstar status, but he got the hits. He has the catalog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't make bad music. He's one of the better artists. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of features, but like I said, he never really crossed over. That's why I see Party Next Door had it. But, like, that's probably the reason why people didn't know this was actually his tour. You know, he's always been that low-key artist.
Well, he should
before we go, you wanted to talk about Azalea before we close out.
Oh, no. I just wanted to say she's up. That's it.
Still not talking about her music, though.
Can I tell you about an awkward situation I had real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who's listening?
From Boston.
Everybody, me and
Dame.
Me, Dame. We're only two black fans left.
Seriously.
She'll be okay. So I've told you guys in the past how like my brother Dante, like he'll blast me with like his kicks when he's done with them and shit like that because he's like a sneakerhead and shit. So went to Boston last week, and I didn't really have any like kicks that were like decent. So I was like, "Yo, can you hook me up?" So he gave me two really nice pair of sneakers. This pair I have on now, and he gave me a pair of his Jordan 11s. So I'm just like, all right, like they're Jordan, so like this is dope. So with my outfit and shit. So I'm at the convention walking around, and people are like coming up to me like, yo, I love your Jordans, like complimenting me and shit. I'm just like, all right, like, I'm like, all right, what's up? Like, yeah.
He started bouncing his hand like Seinfeld, like, yeah.
So like,
yeah, I am the man, huh?
We're like,
I got it going on.
So like almost like with every like interaction, like conversation, like any sort of interaction I'm having, like the conversation like progresses more and more about sneakers, right? And I'm just like, fuck.
I don't know.
Mr. Crafty.
He's looking for Dante.
Dante, I need you, God. I need you.
My man, Dante.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with Pat Lovin?
Dante, can you bring me a water?
I never felt so alone. So like,
I can't breathe.
The walls are closing in. Get me out of here.
He started talking about release dates, Brizzo.
So
I stopped by. So
what you think about that, John Elliott?
I was looking for like a couple items to buy, whatever, and I stopped at this one vendor that had like some shit that I was looking for. So I'm talking to him, trying to like finagle some prices, and he's like, "Yo," he was like, "I really like those Jordans." He was like, "The 11s are dope," and I'm like, "Thank you, blah blah." And then he starts saying like, "Yeah, my favorites are the ones." And then he starts talking about Jordans like I never even heard of before, and I'm just like, "Yeah." He's like,
"Yeah, I like those too."
He's just like,
bro, he's like.
So like he's like saying all these Jordans and shit, and I was just like, yeah, and I was like, you can never go wrong with a good Jordan.
Yeah, that was the bring, you know.
He gave the MAGA answer.
Nah, that's that political.
Yes, the Jordan 1 is a very good shoe. Very, very good.
And then like somebody else came up and started talking to him, and I just like I just dipped.
You Homer
I was
Simpson
like, I'm out. Yeah, I was like, I'm out here.
Now, speaking of that, though, I do want to bring this up real quick. I remember the last time Karen was here, we was talking about her looks. I said she needed a hype beast look. And right now, I'm almost there. You know what I'm saying? She just got this brand new pair of kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Monday, the new Supreme drop. She about to, you know what I'm saying? She about to go in on that right now. You know what I'm saying? So we about to get this hype beast Karen.
Yeah. We're working on it. I don't know. I'm like his protege.
Last nigga that was... You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say last nigga listen to him. Yeah, I don't know. Good luck. Good.
No, the main reason why I got those Converse because has Anderson on him, and that's my last name. So
I just want Karen to step outside her comfort zone. That's all I really want. I don't give a fuck really what she get. Just get some shit you're not used to getting.
Okay, I'm doing it. Jeez,
he wants more for you.
He wants more for me. Yeah.
Next time we got All right, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I fuck with you, sis. I see you.
I say we're gonna turn into our Emily Oberg.